You know, the world of tech boot camps is absolutely packed. There are so many programs out there, and they all promise to change your life. But one of them, called Techno_AFL_Robotics, is making a really bold claim that it can be the launchpad for your dream IT career. So today, we're going to break down their formula. Let's dive in and see what it's all about.
And right off the bat, they set the bar incredibly high. They're calling themselves the future hub of innovation. Now look, that's not just some empty marketing slogan. That is a serious statement of intent. They're not just saying, hey, we'll teach you to code. They're promising to make you a part of the future of technology. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack what that huge claim actually means by looking at what they teach and maybe more importantly, how they teach it. All right, so let's start with that big vision. What does it even mean to be a hub for innovation when it comes to web development education?
Well, at its core, the program's mission is pretty clear. They want to create next-generation web developers. But what does that really mean? It sounds like more than just knowing the latest cool framework. The key word here is combining. They're mixing that deep technical knowledge with the kind of hands-on, practical experience you can really only get by, well, building actual stuff.
Now, this is really interesting. The language they use here is a mix of Hindi and English, or Hinglish. And that's a super deliberate choice. In a place like India, English is often the language of tech, but Hindi is the language of everyday life. So this phrase, Yahan hum bana rahe hain, it just connects on a totally different level. It basically says, we're not some big, faceless company, we're a community of builders right here with you. It just feels so much more authentic. So how do they plan on building these next-gen developers? Well, the answer comes down to a really simple but super powerful idea, learning by doing. And this, right here, this is their whole playbook. I mean, think about it. In traditional education, so much of the focus is on theory, on getting that certificate. But in the tech world, which moves at lightning speed, a piece of paper can only get you so far. What really truly matters is what you can do. And that's where Techno-AFL-Robotics is placing all its chips, on a portfolio packed with real projects that you can actually show to employers.
So, what does this learning by doing model actually look like? Well, it's this three-step pipeline that's designed to take you from a total beginner to a pro who's ready for a job. First, you get your hands dirty on real-time projects, applying your new skills to actual challenges. Then, you get a taste of the real industry with a professional internship. And all along the way, you're guided by expert mentors, people who've been there, done that, and know exactly what it takes to succeed.
Of course, a great learning model is one thing, but you need the right tools for the job, right? So let's take a peek inside the tech toolkit that Techno_AFL_Robotics gives its students.
So the curriculum is built to give you this rock-solid foundation in the absolute essentials. We're talking HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the building blocks of pretty much the entire web. But it doesn't just stop there. From that foundation, you move on to mastering really in-demand technologies like React for building those slick, interactive user interfaces, and Node.js for creating the powerful engines that run on the back end. The goal is that by the end, you have the skills to build an entire web application from the ground up.
And all of this, the projects, the mentorship, the tech skills, it all leads to the ultimate goal. It's the whole reason someone would join a program like this in the first place, launching their dream career.
So what's the big payoff? What do you actually walk away with? It's not just about learning to code. It's about building a real career. The program promises to help you sharpen your technical skills, build a killer portfolio that's going to get you noticed, and ultimately get you totally ready to land that dream IT job. These are the real, tangible results they're aiming for. So, to bring it all together, you can really see how the program's super practical, hands-on approach ties right back to that big, ambitious vision they started with, creating a true hub for innovation. And they cap it all off with this awesome slogan, where ideas turn into innovation. It's just a perfect way to wrap it up, because the whole program is about empowering people to become creators and builders, giving them the tools and, just as importantly, the confidence to turn their ideas into something real. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. In a world where technology just never stops changing, is this kind of project-based, mentor-driven model the actual future of tech education? Could it one day replace a traditional university degree as the main way into the industry? Or is it just one really effective piece of a much bigger puzzle? It's a debate that's definitely reshaping how we all think about learning.